recording left on Deadpool, and I suddenly get a text from Blake, and she sent a little video saying, I'm doing this thing, need a score. Can you deliver it in a week? And I said, I don't think a week, but maybe three if we have three. So that materialized, and yeah, so it was sequential. Was able to kind of
A big online scandal has started after Judge Lyman decided to unseal several pieces of evidence in the ongoing legal battle between Wayfair and Blake. These documents included old contracts, written statements that were once private, and even some information related to attorney-client privilege. But what really caught everyone's attention was an audio recording Blake mentioned many times in her court filings. She claimed it contained shocking statements made by Steve Sarowitz about her and her husband. According to her, Steve had allegedly said he would spend $100 million to destroy her and protect Wayfair, comparing the conflict to a violent war like Israel and Hamas, filled with dead people on the floor. Now that the files are public, we've learned more about this mysterious recording. It turns out the conversation wasn't between Blake and Steve at all. It was between Steve and a woman named Claire Obb. In a sworn declaration that was also unsealed, Claire explained that she had recorded the phone call herself. She said the discussion was about promoting her film Empire Waste, which premiered in September 2024. Claire claimed she recorded Steve because she was worried he might pressure her over her choice to exclude Justin from the movie's promotion. Blake submitted Claire's statement to the court, and Claire said she would also provide a true and correct copy of the audio recording. This means that Blake received the file directly from Claire during discovery, not through an official subpoena. When the judge unsealed the documents, people online, especially on Reddit, noticed something strange. The court record didn't contain any actual audio. It only said electronic document or electronic audio recording filed under seal, without any link or file attached. Curious reporters and Reddit users began calling the court to ask how they could access this mysterious recording. But there was a problem. The federal court's electronic system doesn't allow people to upload or share audio or video files. Normally, lawyers have to give the court a secure link, like a PDF that includes a downloadable audio file, or physically deliver the file on a CD or flash drive to the judge's chambers. Blake's lawyers told the court they had already submitted the recording, but the court later confirmed they never actually received it. Because of this, Judge Lyman issued a new order requiring Blake to hand over the recording and help make it publicly available. The judge's note said the court had received several inquiries about Exhibit 1, the audio that was supposed to support Blake's motion for damages under California Civil Code 47.1. The court also explained that it couldn't post the file on the public docket because the system doesn't support audio uploads, so it needed both sides to figure out a way to release it. The parties now have until October 17, 2025, to file a joint letter explaining how the public can access the recording. Meanwhile, Reddit threads like "It Ends With Us" lawsuits and Team Justin Baldoni are filled with speculation. Some users who contacted the court said staff members confirmed they didn't have the audio at all, meaning there was nothing to release. Essentially, the judge has made it clear the court cannot upload what it doesn't possess. Blake's team needs to deliver the file so it can be shared with the public as promised. The strange part is that when she first filed her motion, the audio wasn't actually attached. There was no link, no upload, and no physical recording. This raises serious questions about whether her legal team ever had the evidence they claimed existed. Even attorney Ezra, who filed documents stating that the recording was being submitted under seal, has now admitted he never received it. In the end, the entire controversy boils down to one missing file, an audio recording that might not even exist, and a growing mystery about why it was referenced so many times if it was never actually provided to the court. This whole situation might have started with a simple mistake. Maybe someone on Blake's legal team forgot to attach the right file, or maybe it was caused by the court's new electronic filing system. When lawyers file documents under seal, they're supposed to exchange those files securely with the other side. But this case involved an audio recording, and the federal court system doesn't let you upload sound or video files directly. There's a special process for that. Either the attorney must send a secure digital link that the judge and the opposing lawyers can open, or they must deliver a physical copy of the recording to the clerk's office and then file a written notice confirming that it was done. Blake's lawyers did neither of those things. They filed a motion saying the audio was attached, but it wasn't. Instead, they uploaded a placeholder page saying audio recording filed under seal, even though no file was ever delivered. That means not only has the public never heard it, the judge hasn't either. The court has never seen or listened to this supposed evidence. Yet, Blake's legal motion depends heavily on this very recording to support her claims. Now, over a month later, Judge Lyman has unsealed the documents and ordered that the recording be made public. But since it doesn't exist in the system, the judge can't release it. He has instructed both sides to work together and submit a joint letter by October 17th, explaining how they'll make it available to the public. It's an unusual step because this evidence was originally Blake's, yet now both parties have to cooperate to fix the situation. Some people think this could just be a technical issue. Maybe someone forgot to follow the right procedure. But others believe it might have been intentional. By mentioning the audio recording in her filings, Blake's team created the impression that solid proof existed. They could then describe what was supposedly said on the recording without anyone being able to verify it. This allowed them to shape the story in their favor, claiming they had receipts, without ever letting anyone, including the court, hear them. If this was deliberate, it's a serious problem. Blake's lawyers clearly told the court in writing that the recording was attached as Exhibit 1. That wording isn't vague or optional. It means the file should already be there. If it wasn't, it could be seen as an attempt to hide the evidence from the judge, the defense, and the public. On the other hand, it's possible they simply made a careless mistake. But because Blake's case relies on this recording, her credibility is now at stake. Judge Lyman's order suggests he expects full compliance. He reminded Blake's team that they said the file existed, and now they must actually hand it over. If they fail to do so by the deadline, it could seriously weaken her motion. Courts can't rely on evidence that isn't part of the official record, and missing exhibits can make declarations look misleading. If a lawyer claims to submit something that isn't there, the judge can issue sanctions for breaking Rule 11, the rule against false or careless statements to the court. This means that if Blake doesn't turn in the audio soon, she risks damaging her case and her reputation. She fought hard to keep this recording sealed, wanting it to remain private. Now that it's been ordered unsealed, she faces a choice: provide the recording or withdraw her motion entirely. This situation reveals a larger pattern with Blake. She often uses public court filings to shape her version of events and influence public opinion about people like Justin Baldoni, Steve Sarowitz, and the Wayfair team. Ironically, she has accused Wayfair of hiding documents or overwhelming the court with unnecessary filings. But now, it's her turn to be questioned about transparency. Whether this was an honest mistake or a deliberate tactic, the missing audio has turned into a credibility test, one that could decide the future of her entire motion. In this situation, the audio recording isn't just a small piece of evidence. It's something that Blake used not only in her second updated complaint, but also again in her new motion asking for damages under Section 47.1. That means this recording is supposed to be one of the main pieces supporting her entire argument. But now that the court has asked for it to be shared, many people are wondering what will actually come out once it's finally released. If the audio turns out to show something very different from the story Blake described, it could completely change how people view her case. Maybe the recording shows a longer conversation that wasn't mentioned in her filings. Maybe there are parts that give more context or even moments that reveal Blake's own influence on others. It's also possible that the person who made the recording, someone named Claire, was actually the one who brought Blake up during the talk. Maybe Claire recorded it for Blake. We don't know yet. There are so many unanswered questions about why this recording was made in the first place. Blake said she recorded it because she was worried the other person might pressure her. But fear of being pressured by a company executive doesn't make it legal to secretly record someone. If she truly felt uncomfortable, there were better and more professional ways to protect herself, like having a witness, a manager, or an agent join the conversation. That would have created transparency without breaking any laws or ethics. Secretly recording someone, even in places where it's technically allowed, can still look suspicious in court. Where I live, it's a single-party consent state, meaning one person in a conversation can record without the other's permission. But even then, the ethical thing to do, especially when you work in media or law, is to let the other person know they're being recorded. That keeps things honest and prevents confusion later. From what's written in Blake's own declaration, she never says the person actually pressured or threatened her. She doesn't mention any real danger. So, if the audio turns out to show a calm discussion, where she just expresses concerns about things she heard from Blake, it could change everything. It might even show that the situation wasn't what she made it sound like. That's why companies like Wayfair insist on full transparency. They prefer to show all the evidence, every email, every text, every message, so nothing gets twisted or taken out of context. A single sentence or clip can easily be edited to look damaging when it's not. Technology today can fake texts, splice audio, and change meaning completely. So now, the ball is in Blake's court. If this was just a mistake, she can hand over the real recording and move forward. But if it turns out she kept it back on purpose, her whole case could fall apart. The judge seems to be giving her one last chance to do the right thing. Let's see what she decides. Will she release the audio, or will she quietly withdraw her motion? Leave a comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss an update.